EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the Twin Cities and U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, the home of the Vikings. It is the rookie from Alabama, Will Reichard, to get us started. And off we go from Minneapolis. He's across the 20 to the 21. That's where the drive will begin. So they come to the line for first down and 10. Now the second-year man out of Alabama, Jahmyr Gibbs. And a pickup of 3 or maybe 4. Blake Cashman up from the linebacker spot to make the tackle. Here's 2nd and 6. Once again, it's Gibbs. And nothing doing on that run. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, nothing more. We have an early 3rd down coming up.
All the qualities that make a good safety are seen on display on this play. Speed, pursuit, and then the intensity and the strength at the point of contact for the tackle to keep this ball carrier to no gain. That is a complete safety play.
Now Goff. He'll get this one complete to St. Brown. A pickup of 12 yards. First down, Detroit.
And this is what you can do when you have one of the best receivers in the game. You understand that even if the coverage is not perfect for the play call, sometimes it's just as simple as my guy is better than your guy, and we're going to just keep giving him a chance.
On first down, it's Goff. Trying to set up the screen, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Isaiah Simmons. And he is going to bring this one back. A DB's dream. A pick 6 for touchdown. You get the ball to start the game thinking you'll score on offense. Instead, they allow the defense to be the first on the board in this one.
So now the question is, Mike, do you allow this to linger the rest of the day? You've dug yourself a pretty big hole here to start, but you've got to pick yourself up and realize this game is far from over, and we now got to get the ball back and establish some early rhythm.
On now for the extra point, here's Will Reichard. It's up and good. And the Vikings will take a 7-0 lead. Reichard out now, following the touchdown, as he kicks this one away. Here's Williams on the return. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. They'll start this one on the ground with Gibbs. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
By the end of last season, Mike, on that NFC Championship run of the Detroit Lions, Jahmyr Gibbs really found his stride. They can do so many different things with him. Run game, pass game, no matter how you do it. When you get the ball into this kid's hands, he can do a lot.
And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35.
So you come back out here after watching the opposing team score first, and what you want to do is you got to establish a little early rhythm and get the drive started. Get a little positive energy into that huddle, and what hopefully starts out good ends with you being able to get some points of your own.
And a good effort there defensively. It's knocked away and incomplete.
Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. And typically, throwing the ball on first down is a great way to do it. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the first down here? Or is the idea to just make 3rd down manageable and take your chances picking up a key 3rd down?
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Goff gives it to Gibbs. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line.
And a nice pickup there by the back with an explosive run play. And it's important to point out, Mike, his offensive play caller, he's still working off that opening script. It doesn't necessarily have to just be the first possession. Using formations, using run game and pass. Unmask the defense and understand where to take the play calling as the game unfolds.
Goff to throw on 1st down. That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked up by the veteran, Harrison Smith.
When you find yourself in this situation, you're on defense, you're defending your own goal line, you got to take some chances. You got to try to force a turnover and make a play and get off the field. That's exactly what this defender did. Takes a chance, bets on himself, and comes away with a pick to save them some points.
Commander traded green and gold for Viking purple. It's Aaron Jones. And he'll take this forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. From the shotgun, it's a throw for McCarthy. It's Aiden Hutchinson, former #2 overall pick, in there to bring him down.
Aiden Hutchinson brings him down for a sack, and Mike, he continues to establish himself as really one of the NFL's not only the most talented young defenders, but you can make an argument he's the most consistently disruptive defensive end in the entire league.
On 3rd and long, here's McCarthy. His first throw of the game is going to be intercepted. Picked off by DJ Reed. And he's going to be taken down, but it's a quick change situation. He has set his offense up with 1st and goal.
And just incredible field position for them following that interception. And you could bet, Mike, as this offense is taking the field, they're telling their defense, hey, nice job here, fellas, but don't bother taking those helmets off. Give us a couple plays, we punch this thing in, and we're going to get you guys right back out.
He'll be hit as he throws, and that one will wind up incomplete. Could not step into the throw that time. It'll bring up 2nd down.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming, and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
He's got to find a way to hold on to that one. I mean, you're right on the doorstep of the end zone. And listen, I understand that hit is coming. But guess what? That hit's coming whether you catch it or not. And you get paid to make the difficult catch.
That is caught in the middle of the end zone. Sam Laporta. Touchdown, Detroit. It's his 3rd touchdown on the year.
Well, Mike, I know I might be a little biased toward the position, but I'm happy to see them go his way early on National Tight Ends Day. And, of course, they're happy to go his way early and often in just about any game.
Bates, good, with the extra point. And the Lions will tie things up at 7-7 here in the opening quarter. So back to level after the touchdown. In time for the kickoff. He'll take it in at the goal line. Oh, he's got room past the 30. And he'll be forced out of bounds, but a very solid return. the 39. Here's a 1st and 10. Working out of the shotgun, it is McCarthy. That's into the hands of Moore. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play. Really nice job there by the defense defending the middle of the field. That is the most valuable real estate on the field. They know every single offense is trying to attack the defense between the hashes. So give credit. They took away all the throwing lanes, and that ball falls incomplete.
He's got his man. It's Jefferson. And he's going to have the 1st down. It is a gain of 6. Good conversion on 3rd down.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Throwing again is McCarthy. He runs with it. A great job of knowing when to go. He gets 17 yards on that run and a 1st down.
Anytime the quarterback has the ability to extend the play with his legs, it just puts so much pressure on the defense. Here you are thinking you have all the routes manned up, there's nowhere to go with the ball, and next thing you know, he breaks the pocket, and he's able to pick up the 1st down.
That's deep to the back of the end zone. That is going to be pulled in. He's got it. Justin Jefferson. Touchdown, Minnesota.
All week, we're going to see this play be run over and over as a highlight of the quarterback and the receiver. But, Mike, the part that people don't give enough credit to, in order to get a downfield shot, you have to have time. And what a great job by the offensive line, allowing the quarterback to be comfortable enough in the pocket, let those deeper routes develop, be on time and accurate with the ball. And that's why this play is going to be a highlight all week. Let's give the big guys up front some credit.
On the return, it's Williams. And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. Here's 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, it's Goff. To the right side, that's St. Brown. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield.
When you throw on the Detroit Lions tape, Mike, I mean, of course, we all know who Amon-Ra St. Brown is, but the best thing about his game is there's really nothing he doesn't do at a high level. Make difficult catches, move the chains. But he's also that big play elite receiver that everybody's looking for. Top 5 in catches, yards, and touchdowns a season ago.
And he's going to take this all the way home. Jahmyr Gibbs. Touchdown, Lions. Good-looking rushing touchdown there. Offensive line does its job. And that back taking off to the end zone for the touchdown.
Mike, you're exactly right. He might get credit in the box score for that long rushing touchdown, but it was the big guys up front who were able to make that play possible.
That ties the game at 14. Jack Fox to kick off for the Lions.
We are all square, 14 apiece the score as this one's away. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. They'll run it with Jones to begin this drive. Nothing doing there. He'll go down behind the line.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
He's going to let one fly for Addison. And this will be incomplete. He was looking for Jordan Addison that time. And it's going to bring up a third down.
Well, not exactly breaking news here, Mike. They got speed on the perimeter that just not a lot of teams in the NFL have. So even though that ball falls incomplete, I think they have to continue to do it. Continue to pressure this defense and make them defend the entire field. Because as they're worried about him running by them, there is a lot of space open underneath.
And that is incomplete.
This offense has to find a way to be better on first and second down, Mike. Living in these third and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
And he looks up and he's taken down right away. Maybe fortunate just to hold on to the ball as he was tackled immediately after hauling that one in. Operating from their own 23, they'll begin 1st and 10. On the ground to start, they give it to Gibbs. And he's taken down on what should be the final play of this first quarter. So after one, knotted at 14 on the scoreboard. More from the Twin Cities in a moment. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Goff. And for the 3rd time in this first half, he's been intercepted. That's the linebacker, Blake Cashman.
Look, Mike, the reality here is that he's just not seeing the field the way that he needs to. Now, give credit. A big part of this is the defense doing an excellent job disguising its coverages all game long. Just before the snap, when he thinks he has the answers, the secondary changes the questions, and they've been rewarded with 3 picks for their effort.
A hit as he throws there. It's going to wind up incomplete. The pressure got to him that time, and it'll set up 2nd down.
He decides to go with this safe throw and throws it well short of the sticks. And at this level, Mike, you just can't miss layups like that.
Here's Jones. It'll be a short pickup down to the 31. Jack Campbell, the former first-round pick, there to wrap him up. They need the 24-yard line as they come up for 3rd down. McCarthy from the gun. Oh, that's the one thing they couldn't have there, the sack that might take them out of field goal range.
Sometimes you just have to know when the play is over and live to play another down. He has pressure coming right at him, and instead of just throwing the ball away, he tries to escape, he tries to get creative, and he ends up losing a lot more yards than he should have.
And that one not placed as well as he had hoped. It's all the way into the end zone for a touchback. First and 10. Now Gibbs. And he's got this up close to the 35-yard line.
What we're seeing here in this first half, Mike, is an example of the offensive line, the running back, and the play caller all on the same page. The execution and the ability to continue to pick up chunk plays on the ground has been a great start for this offense.
From the 34 now, it's 1st and 10. They try to set up the screen, but this one doomed from the start. It's incomplete.
Timing and trust, critical elements of this quick passing game. If your target and the quarterback are not on the same page, it winds up being an incompletion and a wasted down.
On 2nd down, Goff. That's over the middle, taken in by Laporta. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
What a luxury that certain teams, when they have a guy like this, I mean, not only is he the big target, but then to have that size and speed to run away from these linebackers and do so much of his damage after the catch.
And he'll get about 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Goff. You'll find Montgomery out of the backfield. And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver, and let's see what he can do after the catch.
And they are in great shape. He's taken down inside the 10.
The thing that jumps out to me the most, Mike, is just how often the quarterback is able to throw the ball to his first read in the progression. So hats off to the play caller, him and the quarterback, seeing the game through the exact same set of eyes. And there is a lot of room to operate. Every team makes an emphasis on winning first down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, 2nd and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
It's back at the 8 now for 2nd and goal. Throwing, Goff. And that is caught in the end zone. He's in. Amon-Ra, safe ground. Touchdown, Detroit.
So when you find yourself this tight to the goal line, Mike, the offense becomes a lot more restricted in as far as how deep you can throw the ball. The field is wider than it is long, and I think the idea here is let's spread them out. Let's put all of our eligibles out there and let the quarterback get a really good picture. Where are the holes in the coverage? Where are the one-on-one matchups that I like? And let's put this ball in the quarterback's hand, let him make a good decision, and in this case, it results in a touchdown.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. They'll go play action here with McCarthy. He's going to let one fly for Addison.
An incompletion there isn't ideal by any means, Mike, but I think that's one of those passes where he made sure that ball was either going to end up in his guy's hands or out of bounds.
On 2nd down, here's McCarthy. Again, working deep downfield. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down. He was looking for T.J. Hockenson on that one. And it'll be 3rd down. From the gun, here's McCarthy. That's over the middle and taken in. He's got it. That's his first reception of the ballgame, and it really comes at a good time as they get the conversion on 3rd down. Off the bootleg, it's McCarthy. This one is complete along the sideline. A very nice job to fit that ball in. It'll be a modest gain.
The best guys I've been around, Mike, they have a sense where they can see the ball, but they can feel the sideline. And that's kind of an innate sense that these guys have that allows them to concentrate and secure the catch and ensuring that both feet remain in balance.
Big strides. Look at him go. He is in. T.J. Hockenson. Touchdown, Vikings. What a job to finish the play with a touchdown. The catch and carry, and the carry part, Greg, that was the most impressive there.
Well, you said it, Mike. The catch was nice, but it's what can you do after the catch that really separates guys in this league. And in this case, he did plenty because it ended up in a touchdown.
So back to level after the touchdown, and time for the kickoff. Williams now to return. Now an opening past the 30. Still on the move. And he's going to take this one coast to coast. 96 yards. Touchdown, Detroit. You talk about a response. After the offense goes down the field and gets a touchdown, the special teams unit comes back to get the 6 right back for the other side.
And I've been there, Mike. You find yourself on offense, you watch your opponent go down and get a touchdown, and you're saying amongst each other, you're saying, hey, we're going to get the ball back. Let's go get one of our own. But in this case, the return unit says, no, offense, you stay on the sideline. We got this, and they go back and get a score of their own.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Play action now, it's McCarthy. A throw left side, going to be intercepted. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead. They'll run the draw with Gibbs. And a nice run there. He'll be stopped just shy of a 1st down. A pickup of 9.
This is one of those cases where having high-end speed in the backfield can be such a game changer. The offensive linemen don't need to hold their blocks quite as long. You give this guy a little bit of a crease, and man, he is gone.
An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. From the gun, here's Gibbs. And he'll get about 4 out of that one. That should be enough to move the chains. It is 1st down.
It's possible they could have tried to be a little bit more aggressive on 2nd down, knowing they had 3rd and inches in their back pocket. But I don't think anyone's going to complain. Pick up the 1st down, extend the drive, see if you can go score.
The outside, that's St. Brown.
Certainly not the biggest play of the day, but a good example of picking up positive yardage, staying ahead of the chains by a well-timed ball and a well-timed route.
A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. Here's Goff. Right back to St. Brown. They connect again. He is knocked down hard. Wow, they stopped him in his tracks, but he does have enough to pick up the 1st down.
Well, it wasn't the most exciting throw of the day, but I want you to watch, Mike, is the suddenness of the route runner. Change of speed, change of direction. Those are the qualities of...
And for the 4th time today, he has been intercepted. That's the linebacker, Blake Cashman. And the Vikings will take over at their own 14-yard line.
I'm not going to sit here, Mike, and say there's ever a good time to throw a red zone interception, but in this case, it's the 1st half. You have the rest of the game to get yourself back down here in the red zone and make up for that miscue, because next time they get down here, they got to be a lot more careful when they decide to air it out.
They go sideline, and he stays in bounds. Got the feet down in time. It's a 1st down. That one good for 15 and a 1st down. Set to go now on 1st and 10. To throw is McCarthy. Carrying that ball loosely, and it is out. The Lions have got it. Oh, big hole, left side. And he is going to bring this one back. It is a fumble recovery for a defensive touchdown. And, Greg, you talked about it all week. Not just stop them with the defense, but make impact plays, and that is as big a play as you can ask for.
Yeah, and across the league, Mike, this continues to be a huge point of emphasis. Every defensive coach starts practice with takeaway circuits. How can we find ways to take the ball away? In this case, they force the fumble, scoop, score, 6 points.
They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the first half. And the kickoff's coming their way. The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. On first down, here's McCarthy. Here comes the screen to Jones. So now a timeout for the Vikings. That is their first. And the stoppage comes with 23 seconds left on the first half clock.
I think this play is a direct result of his film study. He knew exactly where that ball was going before the play was snapped, and that play recognition, man, it separates a lot.
And for the third time in this first half, he's been intercepted. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
I think you chalk this one up, Mike, to just a rookie mistake. And anytime you have a young signal caller behind center, you're going to have to deal with some of these ups and downs. Every once in a while, they're just not going to see the coverage. They're going to get baited into making a bad throw. That's kind of par for the course. The key is how fast can these rookie quarterbacks turn the page, move on.
Oh, for the fifth time, he is intercepted. Picked up by Isaiah Simmons.
I would love to see his weapons do a better job, Mike, especially in the middle of the field, getting open in these zones. I just feel like there's been tight coverage, a lot of little windows to throw through, and yes, anytime you turn the ball over, it's on the quarterback, but the rest of this supporting unit needs to do a better job helping him.
They'll fake the give, and now it's McCarthy. He's going to let one fly for Addison.
It was clear from the jump, Mike, that he wanted to take a shot downfield, bought himself a little extra time by moving the launch point. Ball just kind of sailed on him a little bit and ends up falling harmlessly out of bounds.
They'll keep it on the ground here again. And he'll get this close to a first down as he stopped at about the 25-yard line. Here's third down and a few inches. Setting up to throw is McCarthy. He'll let this go. Deep for Jefferson. That's going to be incomplete. They took a shot on the final play. Prayer not answered. And that is how this first half will come to an end. Coach, thank you. Not a rest at the break for the defensive coordinators, trying to figure out how to stop these offenses as we get ready for the second half. Both teams ready to get back at it as we get back underway here on EA Sports. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. Throwing here on 1st and 10 is McCarthy. And for the fourth time today, he has been intercepted. Picked off by Brian Branch. And he's going to be brought down. What a turn of events here. He has given his guys 1st and 10 in the red zone.
For these young rookie quarterbacks, every snap in the NFL is an opportunity to have a lesson learned, and sometimes the lessons come a little bit harder than others. In this case, they kind of fool them with their blitz package. It's a little bit more complex at the NFL level than it is necessarily in college, and I think he just got a first-hand taste of just how fast this pressure can get on you. And sometimes when it speeds up that clock, you can make a bad throw.
And good red zone running here, taking it inside the 10-yard line. Pick up of 8. Here's 2nd and 2. They hand it to Gibbs. And it doesn't appear that he got to that first down marker. They'll only give him a yard, so it'll set up 3rd down. They're going to try to run here with Gibbs. And he didn't need much. I don't think he got there. It's going to depend on the spot. Looks like he is short on that one.
We've seen this back have his way with this defense all game long, Mike. He's up over 100 yards for the game, but this time the defense said, we've had enough. They sold out to stop him. They hold him to no gain.
Bates' kick is good. And the Lions will extend their lead.
It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through, and they get 3.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. The drive begins with a carry by Jones. And he'll manage to get this ahead for a pickup of 5. Throwing on 2nd down is McCarthy. He's going to carry that ball loosely, and it is out. The Lions have got it. The quarterback was on the move, starting to gain some yards, but then he lost the ball. And the fumble's recovered by the defense.
And early on, Mike, it was actually a really good job by the quarterback, extending that play, getting some positive yards with his legs, but he decided not to slide and give himself up. He takes that hit, loses the ball, and now the defense takes over.
And that one going to be closed down in the backfield. Great defensive play. Knifing in and dropping him for a loss.
When you can get this level of run support out of your secondary, Mike, man, what an advantage for any defense. This defensive back clearly reads run, gets off his block, and he's able to take down the back.
Nowhere to go. He's going to be taken down.
This has been a tough sequence right out of the jump. You work all week on your opening script, and they're usually the plays that you feel the best about to try to establish some sort of early rhythm, but through 2 plays, run and pass, all they've done is go backwards.
From the gun, on 3rd down, it's gone. This one caught by Patrick. They had the perfect play call there. They needed 18, and they got 18. 1st down.
That's about as big time as you get. There's a saying, Mike, that you really judge your quarterback by his ability to operate, not only on 3rd down, but what they call 3rd and pass, meaning it's such a long down and distance, they have no choice but to air the ball out. And when you can convert 3rd downs at that distance, chances are you got a pretty big-time quarterback.
They face 2nd down and 7. Here's Goff. It is caught left side by St. Brown. 6 catches for him in the ball game now, and this one's good for a first down.
Anytime you're facing a zone defense, you're working from your first progression all the way through. But when guys are open in this level, Mike, they don't stay open very long. So what they taught us as receivers, if you're open, stay open. And if you're not open, you better get open quick because that ball is coming out.
Here's a 2nd and 9. A toss to the right, and here comes Gibbs. And they'll stretch him out to the sideline, but he'll be taken down for a loss.
I'd like to see that running back be a little bit more decisive with his cut, Mike. You can see he was a little hesitant, and once you're late making that decision, you just kind of get strong laterally. Great job there by the defense, and he has no choice but to take that loss.
It is 3rd and 10. On the bootleg, it's Goff. Right side, it's Laporta, the tight end. And he'll try to use that size and push forward, but it will not work. They're going to get him down behind the line. Out comes Jake Bates to try a field goal here. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Lions will extend their 3rd quarter lead.
I think at this point in the game, Mike, when you have things under control, not only were they able to hold on to the ball for a while, they still were able to manage to add 3 points.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. Up the middle, here's Jones. And the struggles in the running game continue. They take him down behind the line.
Number 1 rule of run blocking for the offensive line is you don't want to allow penetration. It just doesn't give your running back any angles to cut and find the hole. It's exactly how it played out here. They've got to do a better job holding the line of scrimmage and not getting pushed back.
That's caught by Jones out of the backfield. Call it a gain of 13. First down, Minnesota.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start.
It's another big play in a game that's had its share. It's a gain of 43 yards. On the move at the 14-yard line, it's 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's a throw for McCarthy. That is caught back corner of the end zone. Jordan Addison, touchdown Minnesota.
What separates the really good quarterbacks from everybody else in the National Football League, Mike, is not only ability to process, but the ability to process quickly under pressure, and I think that's exactly the case here. He's able to go through his progression, find his target in the end zone, and then deliver that ball on time, accurately, and the result is a touchdown.
Reichert out now following the touchdown as he kicks this one away. Here's Williams on the return. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
Straight ahead with Gibbs. And he's going to be stopped in his tracks. He'll lose a couple of yards on that one.
With how fast they were all over that play, you almost wonder, Mike, was there a pre-snap tell? Did they know that play was coming? Because I'll tell you, that defense was on it from the start.
So, no shortage of offense in this one as we end the third. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here's a 2nd and 12. From the gun, it's Goff. Over the middle, he's got St. Brown. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
An interesting decision there by the play caller to put this ball in the air. Mike, you're up by 2 scores. Traditional wisdom says, hey, we're up by 2 scores late in the 4th quarter. We've got to keep this clock moving. You don't want to risk an incompletion. Now, they convert. They're able to secure the catch and pick up a fresh set of downs. That's going to enable them to continue to burn more clock. And without a stop, their opponent's not going to get the ball back.
Here's a 2nd and 6. A run here with Gibbs. And that won't get a whole lot. Maybe a yard. That's it. Backfield empties. 5 receivers in the formation for 3rd down and 5. Out of the shotgun, it's Goff. And that is incomplete.
When you get the ball in this situation, what you're looking to do is not only end the drive with a touchdown and put the game away, but you'd love to chew up some clock. So with that incomplete pass now likely putting an end to this series, that's a big opportunity for them to try to close this game out.
And no chance of a run back here. This one's going to sail out of bounds. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. Working out of the shotgun, it is McCarthy. To the left side, into the hands of Moore. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards.
So they have these rules for the receivers, Mike. They call them green grass rules. And the idea is if you're running across the field and you're looking at the quarterback, you're going to stay on the run. If you're not looking at the quarterback, that tells him, I'm going to sit in this soft zone. I'm going to, what they call, punch and pivot and stop. And that tells the quarterback to put the ball on your chest. That nonverbal communication between the receiver and the quarterback, recognizing when you're open, stay open, that's the stuff that makes a lot of these offenses so difficult to defend.
And that one knocked away. It's incomplete.
This has really been the story of this entire game, Mike. I mean, this pass rush has had the advantage over the offense pretty much from the jump. And they've already recorded a couple of sacks, a handful of close calls, and it's the pressure in the backfield is why this team finds themselves with the lead here late in this ballgame.
And he might have waited just a bit too long there as he throws it incomplete. Looking to set up the screen, but the defense wouldn't give him the time.
Well, it's pretty clear the main reason why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the inefficiency of this offense and primarily out of the quarterback position. I mean, to complete less than half of your pass attempts, It just makes it very hard to compete at a high level consistently in the NFL, and if they want to find themselves having any chance of getting back into this game and winning this one, he's going to have to get a lot better with the ball.
They get the conversion in a big way. That's good for 29 yards.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. To the air once more is McCarthy. They're called in at the 2. And they'll stop him just short of the goal line, but they are going to have enough to convert. It's going to be 1st and goal.
These are the worst. I had a couple years, Mike, where I swear I got tackled inside the 1-yard line 10 times, and then you look back and you're like, man, how many touchdowns did I leave on the board because I couldn't get one more yard? Now, for him...
And he will score! Game 5! J.J. McCarthy! Touchdown, Vikings! Greg, they are pecking away at this one now. Very big touchdown. Gets them right within reach of pulling this comeback off.
Well, Mike, at the very least, they've given themselves a chance, but can they get a stop and get the ball back again for a chance to go down and really make this one interesting?
And that's going to be incomplete, but hold on. There is a flag down. Let's see what we've got. Will Reichard now on for the extra point. The kick is good. And the Vikings have cut the deficit to 5. So, things a little more interesting now. Back to a 1-score game as they kick it away. On the return, it's Williams. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. They'll run with Gibbs. Trying to find somewhere to move forward, but nothing going. Tackled for the loss of a yard.
At this stage in the 4th quarter, great job by the defense, understanding exactly what the offense is trying to do. They're trying to bleed the clock, shorten the game. They completely sold out to stop the run, able to take them down for a loss.
Oh, they got the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Ivan Pace.
Well, Mike, this is entering the wrong kind of rarefied air. I mean, as in, it's only happened a handful of times since the turn of the millennium rare. It's an entire season's worth of picks thrown in just one game. I think at this point, you junk the playbook, you light it on fire, and we're just going to start from scratch next week.
And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. From the gun, here's McCarthy. He'll be hit as he throws this time, and it's going to fall incomplete. He might be fortunate just to avoid the sack, and it'll set up a 3rd down. McCarthy from the gun here on 3rd down. The ball's out. The Lions have got it. One of those exciting moments in a football game. There is a turnover and a fumble, and all of a sudden the guys who were on defense, they're starting to think like offensive players, Greg. They really wanted to take that back the other way.
And I think for that offense, they're fortunate that didn't lead to a touchdown, because for a minute, I thought the defender was going to take it all the way back, but either way, winds up with a pretty nice return, and his offense is in great position.
And nothing on that one, back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it. So now a timeout for the Vikings. That is their first.
The integrity of the defense, Mike, is based on every defender holding their gap. That's exactly what we saw out of this defensive tackle. Not only did he hold his gap, he's able to shed his block and make the play.
You'll find Montgomery out of the backfield. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up third down.
They were able to complete this pass, but how often do we see these running backs run these angle routes and they catch it in stride and run a hole through the defense? So, I know the defense gave up some yards here, but it could have been a lot worse.
So 2 minutes left to play in the second half. We'll come back and finish this one off after this. This crowd into it now as we get to third down. They'll drop to throw. That one on target to Williams. He's got it. And they'll move this ball way down into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where you have to finish drives.
Goff gives it to Gibbs. They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. Once again, it's Gibbs. Only a couple on that one. It'll set up third down. That's a second charge timeout for Minnesota. Talk things over before third down. Goff to throw. This one caught at the 4. And he'll take it on in. Sam Laporta. Touchdown, Lions. That's his second touchdown of the game. He's doubled his season output. He now has 4.
Next to score, Lions 48, Vikings 36. Jack Fox to kick off for the Lions.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. This one is fielded in the end zone, but he will not bring it out. It's touchback, and this drive will begin at the 30-yard line. Here's 1st and 10. To throw, it's McCarthy. He's hit as he threw. It goes to the ground, and it's an incomplete pass.
A great pass rush is like a closer in baseball. When you bring them into the game, it's all but over. That's exactly the case here. It doesn't result necessarily in a sack, but it was the hit that altered the throw just enough to end that play before it started.
On 2nd down, here's McCarthy. That one complete to Moore. And nice work after the catch. He stopped a little short of the 1st down marker, but it is a pickup of 9. On 3rd and a yard, it's McCarthy. That is incomplete. And here we go. They're down to what could be their final play. It's 4th down.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball. And this is what modern-day running back looks like in the NFL. They want to be able to activate these players in the passing game, no different than they do with the tight ends and the wide receivers. When you look out there and you have a mismatch, you have a linebacker or a safety on your running back, he's expected to win, and that's exactly what he did here. I'm not going to sit here, Mike, and throw the guy a parade for ultimately what was an incompletion, but can we just take a second to appreciate the arm strength he was able to show there? I mean, I think that ball is over 60 yards in the air, and I would be surprised if they continue to just air it out and see if they can complete one of those.
Hit as he throws, and it is incomplete. Just couldn't deliver that one the way he wanted to. Not really sure if there was much there anyways. We do know it'll be third down. McCarthy gonna look to throw again. Gonna look deep, looking for more. That long one's gonna bring them first and goal. He is brought down at the 5-yard line.
They really showed off their connection on that pitch and catch, Mike, and just really good ball placement and really good separation downfield. And when those two things align, it's just really challenging for a defender to stay with them.
And this is going to be a touchdown. Hold everything. They are not done yet.
And with that late score, it's going to give them a little bit of late life here, Mike. But remember, the next series of events is very unlikely. They need to get the onside kick and then likely a Hail Mary situation. So while they definitely have a little bit of a chance,
fighting for the goal line. He lost the football. It's out. The Lions have got it.
I'm always curious how a defense is going to respond. So you give up a touchdown, you give up 6, and now the offense is trying to extend it to 8. How are you going to buckle down? How are you going to hang in there? In this case, let's give them a little credit. Keep those 2 off the board, and they can come to the sideline and regroup.
The kickoff unit is out there, and they'll send this one away.
With the rule changes on kickoff, Mike, it's just so hard to really expect to recover an onside kick nowadays. There's a lot of people pushing for kind of a radical change to this. Hey, can we make it 4th and 15? Offense gets the go. If they convert it, they keep the ball. I'm not sure that ever happens, but we can see here an onside kick, not much of a chance.
Victory formation here as he's down to a knee.
It's Week 18 of the...
Just about time to rock as toe gets ready to meet leather. And we are underway from Ford Field. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So here are the Cowboys now ready to go on offense for the first time. And trotting out there leading them is their fourth-year quarterback.
And he comes to the end of the season leading the NFL in passing yards. And that's not necessarily something you set out to do at the beginning of the year, but it's a good illustration of how remarkable and consistent he's been all season.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's got a good gain of 7 up to the 37. Well, this defense for the Lions, they put together a strong effort last week in the win over Chicago.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for them to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for them to escape the pocket and run.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have a Cowboys first down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got 6. So opening drive, 3rd down. They go with a slant. It works.
And I'm wondering when the league's going to figure it out because everyone throws it on 3rd down. You expect pressure, so you want the ball in the hands of the quarterback quickly. It's a 3-step route ordinarily, and you're throwing it where you see the receiver breaking towards you. So it's an inside route. Everyone likes it, and it's executed very well.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. 3rd and 12.
They'll set up a throw.
And that is incomplete. And the pressure there on 3rd down, forcing the errant pass. 4th down coming up.
Out now comes the Cowboys punter. As the first drive of the game stalls out, he's on to punt. And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. And a nice job here on special teams. This will be down inside the 10 at the 8-yard line. So here are the Lions now backed up for their first drive. And trotting out there, a guy who's established himself as a veteran in this league, now in his 5th year at quarterback.
So this is where we find out about the game plan and the trust factor, don't we? In this situation, the natural thing is take care of the ball. Run it inside. Everyone cover it. Just, get yourself some room and let your punter punt it out of there. But when you really got a QB you can trust, you might want to take a little shot early and try and create some space.
Here's 2nd and 10. Play action. Now Williams.
And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down.
Here's Williams.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride. It'll be a gain of just a yard, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Here comes the Lions punter now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. And he's able to get it out of there. Returnable here for Davis. They'll get 9 yards on the return there following a punt of 42. And the Cowboys are going to take over in great position here with a 1st and 10.
The Cowboys offense and their quarterback coming out for their 2nd drive. And he comes into this final weekend of the season as the NFL's leader in passing yards as he looks to end his strong campaign on a high note.
And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
2nd and 10.
Back to throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete.
9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he is out of bounds inside the 30.
It's a gain of 6. And the Cowboys first down.
Back to throw again. And he's got his man on the out route. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Again, he'll drop to throw.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Cowboys first down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
They'll look to throw again.
Another completion here to Hunt.
We'll call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Hands it off out of the gun.
And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pick up of 3. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
It'll be a loss of 2 on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Bates' kick is good.
And the Cowboys are going to jump out to a 3-0 lead.
Well, both teams kind of feeling each other out here. And now after 3 drives, we have a score with that field goal.
Yeah, they're still waiting for their breakout drive to come to them, all right? They're using the playbook well. They're looking for that extra section that says touchdowns instead of field goals. But they'll take the 3 for now and try and get set up for more later.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive.
And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. His first catch there, good for 10 yards and a first down.
First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Throwing is Williams.
It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
Now a 2nd and 6.
At the 41-yard line.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right.
To the air, Williams.
And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. To throw, Williams. Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
The Lions at 12-4 now on the year. And they've been playing their best football of the year, winners of 4 in a row.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Ayuk going to go in motion right.
On first down, Holloway. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. This running game so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity. and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week. And right now, we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
You look at this Cowboy defense. Right now, they're ranked number 29 in the NFL against the pass, so 4th from the bottom, Charles.
And I think you're going to see some changes in the offseason, whether it's through the draft, free agency, maybe even both. They definitely need some help in the secondary.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up 4th down.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Dallas offense set for this next drive. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. On play action, they'll throw. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. He'll drop to throw. Quick throw. He's got Hunt on the slant. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down. They'll try the left side. Beard. And he is going to wind up losing yardage here, as that will take us to the end of the 1st quarter of play. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Start of the 2nd quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. They'll set up to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 17 yards on the play there, and the Cowboys have a 1st down.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Lions are going to take over here up near the 40.
It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the 1st down.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 3rd catch of this 1st half for him, and this one is a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Looking to throw is Williams. And this one is incomplete.
It's another zone defense. It looks like it's open for possibilities, but they did a nice job patrolling the middle of the field and forcing an incompletion.
Slot man moves right. To throw, it's Williams. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. There he goes, left side. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Cowboy defense has a touchdown. A big play there by the rookie. An interception followed by the return for 6 points.
If you want to be accepted by your teammates and coaching staff, make plays like that.
Now they'll line up to kick the extra point.
It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. Williams throwing after the interception. He finds his man complete. That's Holloway. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Back to throw now on first down. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete. Now a 2nd and 10.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Operating from the gun, Williams. And he comes back with one complete. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30.
First and 10 at the 32-yard line.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Over the middle, complete. It's Holloway. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. To throw once more, here's Williams. Did he get the feed down? Yes! Touchdown! A great effort there. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Lions have cut it back within a score. Point after, right down the middle. And that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. That's into the hands of Pitts, the tight end. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. Now back to throw. Over the middle, it's complete. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Targeting Pitts on the out route, and he's got it complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. The slot man in motion right. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. To the right side and intercepted. Sauce Gardner puts it off. And the Lions will take over here just shy of the 30. Well, when you start thinking of guys that are in the mix for Defensive Player of the Year, I think you use him as Exhibit A. Maybe he's not the leading guy right now, but he's at least on the periphery and deserves to be in the discussion.
And because of that, he's looking at a game today where in order to make that big move and maybe become the guy, he needs multiple takeaways, multiple big plays, things that get our attention and reverberate for weeks to come.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down. Working out of the gun, Williams. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. To the air once more. Williams. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Williams from the gun on 3rd down. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 44-yard line. Here's Williams. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. They'll look to throw here on first down. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. Ball on the 8. It's 2nd and 4.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
Operating from the gun, Williams. His pass caught at the 4. And the Lions are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line.
That's good for the Lions.
They'll try to run this one in. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. And they'll run again. They'll try again. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. His 8th rushing touchdown and 9th overall on the year. And the Lions have taken the lead. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is now 14-10.
And this is where you're hoping you can catch the defense with too many men in the box. You line up in a jumbo set and pull people close to the line of scrimmage and in tight. And then it was all about closing off the angles of pursuit on the strong side and hoping your guy can win the race to the outside. And that time, he takes the toss and follows his lead blocker right into the end zone.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. That is caught. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. They'll run on 1st down. Beard. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
Yes,
and he's
I am.
miles away and smiling.
And happy.
So 3rd and 2, this quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. Back to throw. Room to maneuver at the 35, and down to the 28-yard line. They'll send a receiver in motion to the right. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it.
Short throw caught by Pitts.
So the completion good for just 3. And that's going to bring up 2nd down. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. They'll look to throw again. And he completes it to Hunt. And it's going to be another 1st down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 15-yard line. Back to throw again. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted.
Picked off by Ernest Jones. And the Lions are going to take over at their own 13-yard line.
Clock at 20 seconds to go in the half as they come up 1st and 10. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down.
He's taken down at the 17-yard line. A gain of 5 brings up
So, hey, we get it. No time to waste. Playoffs starting next week. We skip right over halftime and get back to the action.
Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon.
And they got to be pleased with this. He brings it all the way up to the 40-yard line. The Lions offense and Caleb Williams set to go to work once more.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive.
They'll start at the 40, so great starting field position following the interception. To the air, Williams. That's complete out left to Ayuk.
And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
It's the pick up for 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
Now a handoff up the middle. Holloway. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. To throw, Williams. And Gresham, the tight end, brings it in. And this will not be enough. On 3rd and 5, he only gets 3. Here comes the Lions punter now, as he's on here to punt it away. And a good result there, as that'll get out of bounds and pin them back at their 10-yard line.
The Cowboys offense and their wide receiver getting set for this next possession. And he's been one of the main focal points of this unit throughout the season, no doubt. Currently ranked 2nd in the NFL in terms of receptions by a wideout. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
They'll look to throw here. And he's got his man in stride, complete.
Across midfield.
And he'll take this down to the 40-yard line. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10, as they've got things rolling on this drive. Up the middle they go. Deer. And he'll take this one down to about the 40.
Now 2nd and 9.
Looking to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Sauce Gardner picks it off. And the Lions are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line. That one out wide and intercepted.
And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Throw left side, complete. That's Hunt. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9.
Well, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal.
Slot man moves right. They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. And he'll just get rid of it.
Now there's Jake Bates to try the field goal.
From the right hash, and this one just a chippy.
Bates' kick is good.
And the lead is down to 1 now at 14-13.
Well, the 3 points certainly helps, but you feel like, Charles, at this stage of the game, when you force those turnovers, you need to start converting them into touchdowns.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised myself because I thought in this situation, they were thinking end zone or bust. Now they got to rely on their defense, get the ball back again for another opportunity to get 6 points.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
The last drive for this offense, Charles, you remember it ended in one play, that quick interception, but they do still have the lead as they start this drive here.
And that's something to focus on for them as well, because it's not quite no harm, no foul, but the interception, hey, shake it off, move on. Hasn't cost your team the lead, and now it's time to rebound, and the quarterback and his teammates, they can add to the lead with a good drive here.
He's got Ayuk once again.
4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
That's good. For the Lions, 1st down.
Throwing is Williams.
It's a short one here, complete to the tight end.
And they'll come up 2nd and 7.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7 at the 44-yard line.
Williams going to look to throw again. That ball caught. Brandon Ayuk.
And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 29-yard line.
That's good for the Lions.
And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line.
Ball at the 26, 2nd and 7.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Now a handoff up the middle. Holloway. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
And they'll send the slot in motion left.
From the gun, here's Williams.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
2nd and 6.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the 11-yard line.
And this is going to be intercepted.
And the Cowboys are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
They'll bring a receiver in motion left. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Up at the 29 now, they'll head to the line, 2nd and a yard. Up the middle they go. Beard. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues.
They need 2. Here's 3rd down.
And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. Now comes the Cowboys punter as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line.
And Detroit back in possession of the football.
And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4's kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do.
That's over the middle and caught by Ayuk.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down.
Working out of the gun, Williams.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up 2nd down. 1 quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now at Ford Field. This one's still anybody's ball game. It's a 1-point difference here as we begin the 4th quarter of play.
To throw, it's Williams.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted.
And the Cowboys are right back in this football game.
That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end?
And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. You've got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. They'll look to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Hunt. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11. Now flags fly in, and one of the Cowboys looked like he got going a little early. Every penalty so critical at this stage of the game as now they've got it 3rd and long. He'll look to throw. And now here is another interception.
Sauce Gardner picks it off, and the Lions are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 48. They'll start this drive out on the ground, and he's got this one across midfield into Cowboy territory. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
Here's Williams. He'll get this into the hands of Ayuk.
7 catches for him now, and this last one, a 1st down.
A 5-yard gain on the play. That's good for the Lions. 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Now a give right side. It's Holloway, and he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44.
The tackle made back at the 44-yard line.
They'll go play action here with Williams.
And my goodness, another interception.
And the Cowboys are right back in this football game.
I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go. Now a handoff up the middle. Deer. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The Cowboys on 3rd down. They've hit on half of them, 5 for 10. This time it's 3rd and 3. Throw.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have a Cowboys 1st down as they convert on 3rd and 3 with a nice gain of 7 yards.
1st down,
now a give right side.
Wiggins taken down at the 47-yard line. From the 47 now they work with a 2nd and 7.
Back to throw here.
Short throw caught by Pitts.
Broke through some contact, but unable to reach the 40. So 3rd down, but you got to think they'd like to get closer, even in a dome with good kicking conditions for a possible field goal.
They'll go with a touch pass here, trying to pick it up.
And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it, and they have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter. You talk about a big kick under pressure in the 4th quarter. I mean, that wasn't like a 33-yarder. That was long distance.
Not only does it show the faith that they have in him, but also remember, if they miss that one, they're giving up the ball near midfield, so they had to be very confident that he was going to put that one through the post.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
2nd and 7.
And the slot man goes in motion left.
Looking to throw is Williams. Got a man. That's Ayuk.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
So they'll, of course, decline the pass interference there and wisely take the yardage.
And I think defensively he's saying, I was getting away with that in the 1st half. Why are you making that call now? But to me, that one was pretty easy to see. I don't understand what he's upset about. I think it was the correct call.
And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds.
To the air, Williams. We've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. And they are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like...
And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. 3rd and 19. Back to throw. Williams. Oh, it's a screen pass. It's complete. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. Here comes the Lions punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Fair catch called for and collected right at the 10-yard line.
The Cowboys offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. A little less than 4 minutes remaining, and the margin for error is small with this slim lead. Operate within your 4-minute offense here, Charles?
Definitely. Remember, the 4-minute offense doesn't always correspond to what's up on the clock. What they need to do is play a little bit of keep away right now. Run the clock down. Make sure their opponent doesn't get the ball back. Their dream scenario, get enough first downs and make them eat up their timeouts so the game ends when you're near.
And now here's another interception.
Sauce Gardner picks it off.
And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line.
From the shotgun, a throw for Williams.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds.
13-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup.
To throw, Williams.
That is caught.
And the Lions are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1. Here we go, 1st and goal.
They'll try to run this one in. And he's going to take it in for a Lion touchdown. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year.
And the Lions have taken a 4th quarter lead.
Important extra point up and through. And the lead is up to 5.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
So now the Cowboys down by 5. A minute 54 on the clock. A possible crippling loss to their playoff status in the balance, barring a late score. Back to throw. Now they go screen. It's complete. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Up the middle they go. Beer. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
The sound reverberating here in the dome. This is 3rd down.
He'll look to throw.
That is caught. And he will have a Cowboys 1st down, and comfortably so, as he gets 5 there on 3rd and a yard.
They'll look to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now, as it comes with exactly a minute to go in the football game. Oh, no, he lost the football. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line.
Well, that simply is a missed opportunity. They're in position. If they take the ball downfield and score, they got a chance to win the game. Instead, they cough it up. I don't think next week at practice is going to be a whole lot of fun for him.
On the other side, no bigger time to force a turnover when you've got that small lead.
Yeah, and when you look at it from the offense's perspective, taking care of the ball, so important. I know they're going to have all kind of ball security drills in practice all next week.
The Cowboys signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. And they take a knee. So he'll take a knee here to wrap this one up, and he's going to want to keep that game ball. He was sensational. So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions, and it's going to be their defense that gets the ink in the headlines tomorrow, and for good reason. They forced 5 turnovers in this game.
And while we were watching this game unfold, I kept thinking about when we did our training camp tour and something that you noticed along the way. Just about every camp we visited, when the defense got together, everyone was doing ball drills. Defensive linemen, linebackers, secondary, because they understood how vital it was to take the football away. And they wanted every opportunity. When the ball was knocked free, they want all those guys to be familiar with touching the ball so they could pick up the fumble or get the interception. And we saw it pay off in this one here.
Yeah, 5 times. They'll remember this one. So for Detroit,
a victory in Week 18 gives him a final mark of 13 up and 4 down.
And now they'll await the final seeding for the playoffs ahead. Meanwhile, for the Cowboys,
the loss means they finish with a mark of 10 wins and 7 losses.
And it's going to be finger-crossing time as we await the final shakedown of this year's playoff picture.